Today, we are comparing the classic Pochette Accessoires in monogram canvas to the newly re-released Pochette Accessoires in Damier Azur canvas. Louis Vuitton just re-released the Damier Azur canvas version of the Pochette Accessoires in April. However, when I compared it to my classic Pochette Accessoires that I purchased in 2021, I noticed a very significant number of differences. In today's video, we are going to go over all of those differences together, just so we're all on the same page and we know which version of the Pochette Accessoires we are comparing. In today's video, let's take a quick look at the classic version in monogram canvas. I purchased this directly from Louis Vuitton in 2021. This is the classic Pochette Accessoires. It comes with a single Vuitton leather strap, the short shoulder strap, and it has the plain interior with a single pocket. This was actually discontinued in 2023. I made a video at that time comparing the classic version that was discontinued at the end of 2023 and the newer version that is available today in 2026. And this is the new Pochette Accessoires. And this is the rose ballerine interior. This was released as part of the Mother's Day 2026 collection. This sold for $1,180 US, which is less than the Pochette Accessoires cost when it was discontinued, the classic version in 2023. I believe the retail at the time was $1,290 US. So it was brought back at a lower price point. And looking at some of the differences between these two designs, I can see why. If you're interested in purchasing this, here is the item code. It's N40915. You can search the Louis Vuitton website for this item ID, and if the bag is still available, you will be able to purchase it from their website. Now, let's take a look at the differences, starting off with the straps. This is the new strap that was part of the 2026 re-release, the strap that came with the Damier Azur bag. As you can see, it is quite a thin strap with 2 stitches at the end where the leather folds over to connect the hardware. And then the leather fans out at the other end where there's the cut to attach this through the D-ring at the end. Now, let's compare this to the classic strap that was released back in the 2020s, the early 2020s, I should say. As you can see, this strap is quite a bit thicker. This newer strap is actually very similar to the straps on the vintage Pochette Accessoires from the early 2000s. I found a few listings on Fashion File of the Pochette Accessoires from 2002 and 2001, and you can see those bags feature this thin strap. So Louis Vuitton actually went back to the vintage version of the strap. So let's continue comparing these. As you can see, it's quite a bit thinner. The strap from 2026 does not have the stitching down the middle, whereas the classic strap from 2021 did feature stitching down the middle. The hardware is also quite a bit different. It's the same size, but you can see the attachment is turned around, where the flat part on the new version is on the side with the clip. The version from 2021, the flat part is on the side where the leather folds over. So the hardware is a little bit different, but it's still about the same size. The straps are also the same length. However, the leather tab on the newer version, this fans out, whereas the cut through the end of the leather is much smaller here, and the leather does not get wider at the end. It's the same width throughout. So the straps are quite a bit different. There's also a big difference here where the leather connects to the hardware. As you can see on the new version, the leather does not taper off at the end. The leather here is the full width, and it's sewn together with 2 stitches. The version from the 2020s, you can see the leather on the inside of the strap tapers off. So the leather is smooth and flat where it folds over. So the version from 2026, came with the damier azur. This is the vintage style. This is how these straps were made in the early 2000s. And you can see this is quite a bit different. Personally, I prefer the version from 2021 that came with my classic monogram canvas pochette accessoire. This is my personal preference. I prefer this style strap. However, the differences in these two straps is not a deal breaker for me because I very rarely use this strap with the pochette accessoire. The great thing about this strap is it is fully removable. So if you don't like that strap, you can just simply attach any other strap you like to the hardware, and that's usually what I do. Moving on now to the bag. Speaking of leather, let's compare the leather tab on these. As you can see, it's the same size and shape. However, the printing is a little bit different. The words on the new tab are a little bit smaller. The registered symbol has been moved from on top of the Louis Vuitton name to the side, and it's just a little bit smaller. Other than that, the Vachetta leather tab is the same. The hardware is also the same. The D-rings have not changed, and the zipper pulls have not changed. These are both exactly the same size and shape. What has changed on these two bags are the zippers themselves. And let's take a look a little bit closer. The zipper teeth are much larger on the classic pochette accessoire, and the newer version has much thinner zipper teeth. We'll zoom in a little bit more. And let's move on now to the interior of these bags. The interior on the classic pochette accessoire is one big open compartment with a slip pocket in the back. And this is the newer style interior where the fabric is not sewn into the bottom of the bag. And the new version of the damier azur is very similar, whereas, let's remove the tag, the interior lining is not sewn in. You could reach in and remove this if you wanted to. You could pull it out from the inside of the bag. It's not sewn into the bottom. The biggest difference is that there is no pocket on the inside like on the classic pochette accessoire. This is one open compartment. There is no pocket, nothing inside. The biggest difference with the new damier azur pochette accessoire compared to the older versions of the pochette accessoire is this has the beautiful pink rose ballerine interior. This is the first time I believe the damier azur pochette is available with the pink interior, and there is nothing inside. I know this may be a deal breaker for some people who like the pocket. Again, personally for me, this is not a deal breaker because this is such a small pochette. I never use that pocket. Stick with me to the end of this video. I will show a comparison of what fits in each pochette. The final point of comparison is the size of these two bags. The online listing shows the same dimensions for these bags, but the new damier azur is a little bit smaller. And let's take a look at how they stack up next to each other. The height is the same when you line these up. From the bottom, they are the same height. We line them up end to end. The depth is the same on each of these pochettes, as you can see here. And if we lined this up on the right side here, they are lined up evenly, flush. And then you can see on the left side here, what a big size difference there is. Let's measure out the length now. Let's do it across the front of the bag. The bottom, the total length here is about 9 inches. in centimeters. That's about 23 centimeters in length. This is the classic pochette accessoire, and the version in monogram canvas. Again, let's do inches. The last one was 9 inches in length. This is about 8 1/4 or about 8 1/3 inches in length. The classic pochette went up to 9 inches. So this is about 3/4 of an inch shorter. In centimeters, it's about 21.5 centimeters. The monogram canvas was 23 centimeters in length, so it's about 1.5 centimeters shorter. Now let's compare what fits. Here we have the two pochettes side by side. In each pochette, I have a Calvi card holder. This is the classic card holder size. Each card holder is filled with about 6 to 7 cards each. And this does fit nicely in the pochette accessoire, sitting vertically, and you have plenty of clearance in both for the zipper. Next to the Calvi card holder, I have an iPhone Pro Max case. This fits in nicely in the pochette accessoire. In this one, I have the key pouch small, and I'm using this because it's about the same thickness as the iPhone holder, and you can see they both fit in very nicely. I also have the Lisa wallet here, and this is filled up with cards and cash. This is a very nice compact wallet from Louis Vuitton. Now, there's a little bit of a difference fitting in the Lisa wallet in each bag. Here we can fit the Lisa vertically, standing up. The length, the taller part of the wallet, you can sit vertically, and we can zip this up. Oh, maybe not. Actually, yes, we can. I just needed to push the Lisa wallet all the way into the bottom of the bag. So as you can see, you can zip this up with the Lisa wallet vertical in the pochette accessoire. Now let's try that in the damier azur. And I think I may have been wrong in my measurements. If we look at this, you know what, let's take out the phone case and put in the key pouch small, just so we keep everything even. And look, in terms of capacity, I cannot zip this up with the Lisa wallet vertical in the bag. In order to zip this up, we need to put the Lisa wallet down horizontal, and it does fit next to the, again, we have the Calvi card holder, the Lisa wallet now horizontal in the bag, and the key pouch small. We can zip this up now. So when it comes to a compact wallet, you cannot sit that vertically with the tall end up. In the pochette accessoire, here we have the wallet, the card holder, and the Pro Max phone case. And it zips up very nicely. Everything does fit. You could also remove the card holder because it is a bit redundant with the wallet. And let's try this with the Louis Vuitton 6 key holder. We have the 6 key holder, again, Lisa wallet and the iPhone. I also have 2 lipsticks here. And I don't think we can zip this up with both lipsticks, but let me remove one. And these are both full-size lipsticks. These are not lipstick minis. And this is quite frustrating because on the website, Louis Vuitton lists these dimensions as exactly the same, but as we can see, they are in fact not the same. Hopefully this video helped you. If you are interested in the pochette accessoire, definitely move quickly because this one will be in stores for a limited time only. If you don't follow my channel yet, I hope you will please click that subscribe button. As always, I'll leave another video up here for you to watch next, and I'll see you in the next one.